Okay, so we're going to go with those that are getting married to those that just need to keep entertained. Jeff Hopper, we're throwing things back over to you. Look at some of those toys.
Boredom-busting board games, indeed. Marsha McQuarrie is here from Noise on Toys. Good morning to you. You guys review toys. In fact, you have families review toys, and we find out what is the biggest hit.
What the kids love.
So board games, all of the classics are out there, but I have a hard time finding something. I have a 5-year-old for my 5-year-old to play with.
Yeah.
And you've got some ideas for us, right?
Well, there's lots. In terms of the 5-year-olds now, this one is, the brothers and the sisters both loved it. This Dream Cakes is for 4 and up.
Okay.
And the idea is you have a spinner, so you spin and you collect the cake pieces. And
okay.
The idea is to make them, if you want to, as tall as you can. That's what the kids love doing.
I like that.
Measure. So that's fun.
I liked this game too.
That
Last
is
Mouse.
Lost.
And you could play with anyone. I don't care how old they are. You have to poke them out in order, as many as you want on the line.
As many as you want on a given line, and the idea is to not be the person with the last mouse still standing.
Right, exactly. What was the top-rated game of this fall?
This is actually the Sushi Go. It's a card game, so I don't have it out because it's just basically cards.
Okay.
But on this particular one, this rarely happens, but all of our testing families rated every quality that we look for in a game as a 10 out of 10.
So this was a perfect game. It ran the table.
Perfect game and ran the table on every measure.
Wow.
It's basically a set collecting, and instead of having a draw and discard pile, you pick from a hand that gets then passed around, and you make your
Everybody
hand on the
knows what
table.
everybody has, and you watch the strategy unfold. Yeah. Okay, so let's get over here where we've got some ready to demo. So I'm going to pass you. Sorry about that, but what is Doodle Quest?
All right, Doodle Quest. The goal would be you have various challenge cards. Now, for instance, on this one, you start here, and the idea is that you have to draw a line through all of the shells.
Okay.
Sound simple?
Yes.
You're actually, this is in the middle of the card, and you're drawing on a blank piece of paper.
Oh,
okay.
Let me try. All right,
go for it.
Let me give you a shot. Okay. So I've got to take a look at that and understand where that is.
Approximately where it is.
Here we go. I'm going to do this fairly quickly.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Now, how you score is you would then put your...
Ha! That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's not bad. Take a look at that.
And then there's more difficult challenges on the back as well. So that's Doodle Quest, and here's the lid for that.
Hold on, I have to show this off because we weren't fast enough.
Show it off.
Look how good that is. Come on. That's pretty good.
That's excellent.
I would take a 4-year-old down on this one, no problem. Okay, what's next?
This is Peer Mix.
Okay.
And it's an interesting game. You have the dice here. And the way you're picking, you're trying to collect these die that are here. Mm-hmm. The little ox signs are worth the least amount. Okay. They're only worth 1 point. The birds are worth 2, and the eyes are worth 3. Now, when you pick them off, the idea is that when you have to decide what you're going to do. You can pick any one of these that has either 2 or 3. Yes, you can, and then the whole thing slides down.
Okay.
All right. Now, there's a couple of other rules, but the bottom line is your strategy is to whether get the high point ones,
right, or
whether to collect these. Because if you have the most purple unks at the end of the game, you can collect all of the hidden purple die that are on the bottom row. So it's, you're making strategy choices.
A lot of strategy there for probably an older kid there. What is that called?
Talent.
Talent.
Now this is an interesting game because it's the only game I've ever seen where you're playing 2 separate games.
Okay.
With 2 different opponents in the same game. But they're all connected because there's 3 boards, and there's 3 sets of pieces. You have to split the pieces that you start with between the boards at the beginning of the game. So you're dividing your power, and then you are only allowed to make 1 move per turn. So you have to choose which opponent you're going to move against.
Wow.
So lots of strategy implications. The bottom line, the basic premise is that the taller and more sides are more powerful pieces and will conquer, for instance, this one will conquer any of these pieces here.
It's like a primer for chess, but at the same time, a third angle to chess. And finally, I want to move over to Battle Sheep, which I love the title of, first of all. 2 to 4 players, what ages?
2 to 4 players, 7+.
Okay.
You start by making your boards. So one of the things the kids loved is it's a different shaped board every time.
Okay.
And all the pieces have 4 pieces. They're all shaped the same, but when you add them in, you
it's like interlocked brick.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, then the way this game is played is you start with your stack of sheep, and you will move them 1, or you could leave 2 behind. You can leave however many behind you want. The idea is to try and cover as many pieces as you can without getting blocked in by your opponent.
Aha.
Okay, so you can't move. So the more that you cover at the end, the one with the most squares wins.
Okay, so it's simple concept, probably hard to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this one still good? Last one.
It is.
Simple Simon still good?
Simple Simon is just a swipe game, electronic swipe game. It's one of these sort of action type of games.
Memory and lots of other things. If you want to know more, Noise on Toys.
NoiseOnToys.com.
Easy enough. Marcia McQuarrie, thanks very much. As we head into cooler temperatures, you know you're going to be stuck inside.
Right on
Might
the
as well have
fireside.
That's right. Better get some good board games there.